If you want to map fields in Zapier the easy way, this video will walk you through the process step by step so you can connect your apps, match the right data, and build a working automation without confusion. By the end, you'll know exactly how to choose your trigger, select your action, and map fields so information flows the way you want it to. If this tutorial helps, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more simple software guides. Alright, let's jump in. First, go to Zapier in your browser and sign into your account. Once you're inside the dashboard, click on Create. This is where you start building a new automation, also called a Zap. After that, click on Zap Workflows so you can begin setting up the automation from scratch. Now, you'll set up the trigger, which is the event that starts your automation. Click on Trigger, then search for the app you want to use. For example, you can type Sheets if you want to use Google Sheets. Once you see the app, select it. Next, choose the trigger event that fits your workflow. Zapier will show you different options depending on the app, so pick the one that matches the action you want to detect. After choosing the event, log into your account when prompted. This step connects your app to Zapier so it can access the information needed for the automation. Once the account is connected, Zapier can pull in sample data, which is important for mapping fields later on. Now, it's time to set up the action. Click on Action, then search for the app you want to send data to. For example, you can select MailChimp if you want to send leads or contacts into an email list. After that, choose the action event you want Zapier to perform. Just like before, pick the option that best fits your workflow. Then log into that account too, so Zapier can connect both sides of the automation. Once both apps are connected, this is where field mapping becomes important. In the setup area, you'll see fields inside the action step that need data. These fields may include things like name, email, company, subject, message, or any custom field depending on the app. To map a field, click inside the input box and Zapier will show you available data from the trigger step. Select the correct piece of information from the list. For example, if the field asks for email, choose the email value from your trigger. If it asks for first name, choose the first name field. This tells Zapier exactly which data should go where. Take your time here and double check each mapping. The goal is to make sure every field in the destination app receives the correct data from the source app. If you map fields incorrectly, your automation might send the wrong information or leave some fields blank. So review each one carefully before continuing. When your field mapping looks good, click Build It in the top area if that option is available. This helps finalize the setup and move you toward testing. Then click Test Run so Zapier can check whether the automation works properly. During the test, Zapier will use sample data and try to send it through your workflow. If everything is mapped correctly, the test should run successfully. If the test works, great, you're almost done. The final step is to click Publish. This turns your Zap on and makes the automation active. From that moment on, Zapier will automatically move data between your apps based on the trigger and the field mappings you set. And that's how you map fields in Zapier. Once you understand this process, building automations becomes much easier because you can control exactly where each piece of data goes. If this video helped you, please give it a like, subscribe for more tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one.